guys are doing great. So let's knock this thing out. Got to get ready for practice tomorrow.
To what you wanted to be accomplished, did you?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. We wanted to play a game. It's the old cliche. You want to play against somebody else. You've been playing against each other for months, and you want to get a game. You want to get under the lights. You want to see how guys respond. So, all in all, I think, everybody's obviously going to feel pretty good. I mean, there was some good numbers. A good team effort in a lot of areas, but we got incredibly high standards. So, we need to have a great week of preparation. And we have one of the best D2 teams in the country coming in here, on next Monday, and so we're going to have to get better to prepare for that. And so it's going to be a good week of practice for us, and we got to kind of maybe start taking kind of the next steps in our install. The things we want to get in before the real games hit. So. Today was great. We'll evaluate it, but we're on to the next.
Has Henry returned to practice, or is he still?
Henry?
Excuse me.
Yeah, Henry
Has Mo returned to practice?
Not quite yet. I mean, he's doing some basketball stuff, so we're building up to that for sure.
Last year, Keyshawn came in, hadn't shot threes before, then shot more. Tonight, we see Trey Townsend hit threes. Is that to be expected? Is that something we could?
If he can hit 45, 4 out of 5 every night and 80%, I think that's going to be really good for us. So that's what I'm counting on. No. I mean, it was great. He's really worked hard on his shot. And, a lot of times the guys like Trey and Keyshawn, these guys are really good players in winning programs, that kind of, get, forced is a strong word, but they play a certain role to help that team to help that team win. And so sometimes, a change of scenery kind of helps, maybe break down some of the barriers, and it allows them to do different things. And I just, I told Trey just now, Trey was ISO'd a lot, when he was at Oakland, and he was really good. They had a bunch of really crafty, good sets, and he was great in isolations and great when they had matchup advantages, him taking advantage of it. We haven't done as much of that with him, which we might, down the line, but I want him to get comfortable just playing in the flow of the game right now, and it looks like he is to me. And I want to give a lot of credit to Ken Nakagawa. Ken, he's on our staff, and Ken's been with me a long time, and he's been a behind-the-scenes guy a long time. But he's the one in the gym with he specifically spends a lot of time with Trey, with Conrad and with Henry. And I can really see, significant improvement in all those guys' techniques and stuff. So, that means a lot to me. So, we pride ourselves in our player development, and if you take pride in something, you better do it. So I feel like our staff's doing a good job of that.
Henry had not played in a real game in a long time for you guys. How do you think he looked out there?
I thought Henry looked great. He's practiced really well this fall, and consistently well. So I was glad to see him get under the lights and for that to happen. Henry's been incredibly patient. He's been incredibly mature about a hard process, and getting better is hard. And I think what's got lost in this day and age with NIL, and you're seeing these exorbitant NBA contracts, and you're seeing this transfer portal is patience and true development. One of the best development variables of all is time and experience. So he's giving himself time. And you know what? For Henry Visar to be a sophomore at Arizona right now, when people probably had forgotten about him, I know who didn't forget about him, our staff. And we've been working with that guy every single day and building up to this. And that's how you build a great program with great depth, and you can have sustainable successes. Guys like Henry committing to the process and making hard decisions to redshirt.
Couple times in transition where Tobe was able to control himself and not either draw get the charge or the travel. The body control that he shows for a guy his size, that has to be something that you're happy to build around.
Yeah, Tobe's he's a joy to coach and a joy to be around. Just really hard on himself. So I've really tried to get him to lighten up on himself and understand how effective he can be. So it was fun to see him have some success in the game, and maybe he can build. I keep telling him, I need him to smile more. I think once he starts smiling, he's really going to take the next step in his game. But I love where he's at. I love how hard he works. I love how much he cares.
What did you like about the way your team was able to get to the line 33 times tonight?
Well, it's no secret. We're not trying to build a team to shoot 33s or 43s a game. We're trying to build a team to shoot 30 free throws. And I think if we can shoot 30 free throws, which is a high number, it's probably not going to happen every night. But I think if we can have that mindset, we're going to get a lot of great shots. a lot of great 3-point shots off that because, we're going to be able to collapse the defense and we're going to get 20 or 24 threes from guys we want shooting those threes. So I like that we're able to establish, get into the foul line. That's important to me.
You talked about roles. How long does that usually take, or is that process already started?
I think, I kind of let it happen a little bit organically, and, I'm not trying to pigeonhole guys, from day one. And, and I want to see how guys react kind of naturally in those moments. And then, because, if I'm trying to control them as a player before they've had an opportunity to really show what they can do, am I going to get the authentic version of that player? I want the authentic version of that player. And then once I see that, I want to help them maybe do the things that could be effective. So, it's probably happened naturally, but I would say we still have some work to do in that area, but I'll continue to let it evolve a little bit.
How would you describe the team's non-starters or bench players and the team's confidence in those players?
Well, it's really high. We have guys that would be starting in a number of programs, and that's important, and that's how you build a great program. You have depth, and you have options, and we have guys that know you come to Arizona that you're probably gonna have to make some sacrifices on some personal things, some personal accolades, but there'll be lots of gains in other areas. So we have a culture where that's normal, and we reward that, and we really we really value those guys. And I don't know exactly who's going to start, who's not going to start as of today. We started what we did today, but, we also have another player coming back that's pretty good. So, that might shake things up a little bit or maybe not. We'll see. So, but all in all, I love the options we have with this roster. I think they're all going to contribute to winning.
Do you think you have more or better shooters this year than you've had in the last 3 years?
Yeah, it looked like it today. I think Henry's been really consistently shooting the ball. Trey's made a lot of progress in that. Tobe's actually made a lot of progress as well. At shooting the ball, and Deli can really shoot the ball. Obviously, we know Caleb can make shots, and KJ and JB are much improved in that area. It's something we spent a lot of time on. When I was, kind of evaluating the team in the off season, you were looking for potential weaknesses. I thought maybe overall shooting might be. That doesn't bother me. It just, you have to have an awareness of it. So we spent a lot of time on shooting, and obviously our guys shot the ball pretty well tonight, but it's not something we're expecting on a nightly basis. I don't even know what we shot from three today. What did we shoot?
14 of 26.
So it's over 50%. If we could do that all year, that'd be great.
Had like 3 different lob passes ahead in like a 2-minute span in the first half. Just his floor vision for somebody who hasn't played very much. Is that what you were expecting?
Well, Conrad's a really good player. Conrad's somebody that I see contributing to this team. He has great charisma. He's getting a great understanding of what I'm looking for out there. I'm comfortable with him. So it was cool to see him have those moments because, those are passes, we practice. But they can also be risky, but he made all the right decisions throwing them today. He read, he looked off the safety and he saw we had good cover, one-on-one coverage over the top, and he played to the size. So those were great decisions.
Carter Bryant seemed to have that kind of KJ Lewis-esque defensive mentality out there. Is that kind of a good place to start?
Carter's really talented, and he's really a sweet kid, and he's the pleaser. So I think the first thing in my conversations with Carter is just getting him to establish, right now I want you to be a problem solver with effort, toughness, and really hone in on those things, and great fundamentals. And then, then we can build your game out from there and build confidence in other areas. But I think if he can really hammer home that effort stuff, and he is showing progress in it, I think he's really going to help this team. And, he'll be the type of player that can grow over the course of the season. And as he grows, we'll grow.
Did you talk to any of the people sitting in those seats next to the bench?
Oh, I said hi. I know them all. So they're all good people. So, but nothing crazy. There's not going to be any ongoing conversations. Those 2 empty seats were there. I thought it was Bruce. Where's Bruce at today? I thought he was going to be sitting next to me.
Ready for you at media
He's
day.
already in Kansas City waiting for you.
Oh, wow. That's geez. All in.
Love his questions.
Yeah, I'm ready for him. So, all right, guys, have a good one.